We are back here on Girl Talk, and I would like to take this opportunity to introduce. we closed last segment.
No, it's the mystery panel. Keep it exciting.
This is Kyle Wallace, but don't tell, because we're trying to keep her a secret. How embarrassing. Janice's like, Debbie, who's that? So anyway, we are thrilled that you are here. Thank you very much. And I said, is there anybody on Hilton Head who doesn't really know her?
Sure.
Probably not. Heather Olson is also here. And you're a new sponsor of Girl Talk, which is wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we were just kind of getting a gist of what you are doing. Now that it's the holiday season, you work with a lot of singles, matchmaking. But part of what we were going to talk about today is for many of us who are divorced or have lost spouses, trying to move on is a process, and the holiday season can be pretty challenging.
Yeah, it's really, we're seeing a lot of it. We do every year. This time of year when a person has been recently widowed or recently divorced, oftentimes our families and our friends avoid the topic completely. We see a lot of depression, a lot of real painful times for, especially in the 55 and older crowd who've been married for 30, 40, 50 years. And recently lost a spouse. So,
how do you all handle it? What are some of the things that you can offer as just a move forward kind of way of thinking, if you will?
We had a gentleman who lost his spouse last month, and that situation is a lot different than somebody who lost their spouse a year ago or 2 years ago or even 5 years ago. But it's still very painful, and our staff is trained with specific psychology and in-depth training having to do with how to deal with the process of grief. And grief isn't just in the loss through death, it's the loss through a long-term marriage or even sometimes even a short-term marriage, but the loss of anybody that close to you. Over the holidays, our friends and family don't want to talk about it.
It's amazing. How do people use your service? You and I have actually talked before and had the opportunity, but I don't think you two have. I think for someone who's new at what you do, I'd love to hear a little more.
Right. What's the entree into this? And when they come to you, what information do you get from them so that you can help them find an appropriate person? Not as suddenly this is my new long-term relationship, but just begin to even be social again.
Right.
And feel confident.
Obviously with recent widowhood or a recent ending of a significant relationship, we don't always want to jump right into that next love of my life. There is a process. And we do go through in-depth psychological testing and personality and behavioral analysis for all of our clients, but when we're dealing with somebody who's in that really crisis type pain, then there's some more coaching involved and protection. And being a recent widow, especially in the 55 and up age group, you're a target for predators.
Can you take us through sort of the actual process? I would call you, and I would say I'm divorced, or I'm
help.
Help. I'm single. I really would like to move forward.
There's a lot of ways to contact us. Most people contact us through the internet, singlesplus.com or what have you, but then they go through a little telephone interview, and there's some kind of pre-questions going on. They're invited in for an interview where we'll sit down for an hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes even longer, and really go through exactly what your individual, it's a very personalized service, so it depends on what you need.
So am I asking for just a cute guy? Or
right. Do people give you criteria, or do you make suggestions? How does that part of the process work?
Yes.
That's a better way of asking.
I'm better than yours. I'm very happy with mine.
We're just exploring.
Because you know somebody.
Exactly. We all know somebody.
We all know.
It really is a matter of everybody's individual situation. Yeah, there's dating preferences involved. I want somebody who's beautiful. I want somebody who's thin. I want somebody who's this and that. But that's chemistry based, and as critical and exciting as chemistry is, everybody can find chemistry. It's not hard for our clients to meet people. It's hard to meet the right person, and that's where the depth of compatibilities and values and all of the stuff that's beneath all the head games that we play, and I want to look my best and behave my best.
Do you talk about specific interests? Like I enjoy going to...
I enjoy boating. I enjoy the theater. That kind of thing.
I'm not going to match you with somebody who's terrified of water. In that it's a common interest. We want you to have common interests, have fun together, enjoy the same things. That's
I enjoy pajama jeans and she is. Just saying, Deb.
Which means lying around and watching a movie on Netflix, as opposed to having to go out all the time. But I hear pajama chains can dress up.
It's also,
I like you.
she's good.
With a set of pearls.
But you know,
anything with
what you're
pearls.
doing is so in the forefront now.
It is.
You know, it was just on the news how most people, I mean, many percentage of people are meeting through this types, process.
Right.
And I was shopping yesterday, and the two women in front of me were talking about exactly this kind of service, on how they were going to move forward and meet another person. And I think that's just a whole new way of looking at it. People aren't afraid to try it or ashamed to say that's what they're doing.
Are most of your folks in the Low Country, though? Is that what kind of sets you apart? I mean,
We're a private service, and we work with locals. We have offices in different areas like Hilton Head, but Florida offices. We have several offices, South Carolina and Georgia.
But if Janet or Kai or I are looking for someone, we want someone who's not necessarily geographically undesirable.
Right.
We would like someone who's closer to home.
Exactly. And some of our clients want to be able, they have multiple homes, they want to meet.
True.
But most of our clients are really within 40 miles of one.
Do you do follow-up studies? Do you kind of see how things are going?
Most of our clients will contact us, weddings and anniversaries.
let you know.
And
Right.
we get a lot of Christmas cards. It's always fun to get, this is our first Christmas together, thank you, kind of thing.
Oh, I like that.
And I would think the first step is the hardest. So if the local person, if someone here can take that step and get to you, you're going to help them.
Oh, yes.
And so the first step is the hardest.
There's a qualification process, of course, involved, and that's part of the protection that we offer our members. But
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
This is great for the holidays.
There's joy after there's joy after a trauma, whether, as you said, whether it was divorce or a death, but there's joy to be had, and you're part of helping that happen.
Yes. And there is more joy to be had here on Girl Talk. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Girl Talk is brought to you by J. Banks Design, The Greenery, Stoneworks, and Custom Audio Video, and by Island Tire and Automotive Services. Please support these businesses who make our program possible.